Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man, the first one of 2018. We've got some surveys to talk about, some polls that I put on YouTube, questions,
other items things of interest.
Let's just get into it. Hi, guys. This is Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, and I'm with me, Eric. Seen Star Wars 3 times already, McCabe.
That's true.
Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Nice.
And Robert will accept gifts from everybody, McCall.
I will send you my home address.
No, I'm just kidding. But actually, he did. He was showing off some new shoes that he got.
Yeah.
Someone was tell us.
If you want to check it out on video, here you go.
Yeah. Oh, we're not supposed to do that. Some people get upset when we talk video stuff on audio. I'm just picking. You can do whatever you want.
Too bad.
They do.
No, I met a guy.
Do the video people ever complain about the audio?
Right? Yeah.
Crew. No.
If you only listen to this, you're dumb. No, I met a guy at GBO. He was wearing these shoes that I'm wearing right now, not the exact ones, but the same model. And I said, those are sick. Yeah, he just sent me used ones. Said, those are sick. Tell me where you got them. And he said he works at Nike. And I was like, that's awesome. And so we became friends on Facebook. I'd see what he posts occasionally. And I think he listens to the show because he messaged me while he was at a golf sample show and said, hey, there's a bunch of shoes here for cheap. Do you want me to, do you want to get some? I said, obviously, yes, I do. And so he sent me these ones and another pair and a few polos I didn't even ask for. So Jeb, you're the man. Thanks for hooking it up.
No, I think that's really cool. I mean, you guys don't have to do stuff like that. But
no,
the other day
fantastic.
I was at the Corvette store. Oh, I was at the Corvette store, the Chevy store. No,
wow.
Yeah, no, just kidding.
I got to make friends like yours then.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So just a few seconds ago, I want to make sure I clarify. I was saying that, the video guys or the audio people that listen to only the audio, they get, they don't like that we show things on our YouTube videos because they kind of lose a sense of what's happening. So we'll try to be conscious of that, guys.
Well, audio listeners, just picture like a big clown shoe.
Yeah.
or whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Fill in the blanks.
Yes.
I could be wearing whatever shoes you want.
Mad Libs.
Yes, that's exactly right. In fact, draw a model of what you think. Post it on the Facebook page. I'll choose the best one. Make it into a real shoe.
Yep.
We'll have your name on it, signature edition.
So just going forward, just so you guys know, we will occasionally show stuff to the YouTube video people, and you just have to kind of imagine it, or you could draw it and send it into the Facebook page.
Please do that.
So it's been a long time since we recorded because we pre-recorded episode 199 and 200. So it's actually been almost 3 weeks, 4 weeks since we actually recorded.
Yeah,
lots of things are different.
Yeah.
New year.
Yeah.
New us.
Did you guys have a good Christmas?
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Good New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Yep. Did you do anything?
No.
I didn't do much of anything either. I watched the Rockin' Eve, whatever, that has Ryan Seacrest, and watched a few of those.
That seems like a
little
mistake.
bit of that.
No.
Did you do anything, Robert?
Yeah, just hung out with friends, played some board games and things like that. It was great.
But did you stay up through midnight and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then after that, we played Call of Duty for a few hours, and it was pretty fantastic because no work on Monday.
Yeah.
So. And
you, Eric?
No. I was up past midnight, but I didn't really do much. We just kind of hung out.
We're a bunch of party poopers, aren't we?
Yeah. To be fair,
/ party animals.
It was like negative something degrees outside, and it was cold, and I wasn't going to go anywhere that night.
Yeah, if you're in the southern part of the country, you don't really understand how cold 3 degrees is until you walk outside and you're like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And that's what happened to me.
It just hits you
recently.
And here's the biggest part that stinks as far as it being in Kansas is that because, so the other day I went to, I can't remember what morning it was. I went to Walmart. Had been Sunday because I was getting New Year's Eve goodies and stuff. And I was walking from my truck to Walmart and it was cold. Mm-hmm. But then when I came back out, I went down the wrong parking lane. And as soon as I turned around, it didn't have the protection of the cars.
Oh, dude.
That wind hit me like a ton of bricks. And it was just immediately 15 degrees colder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the worst.
It hurt.
Yeah. Like when I went to the gym this morning, it was -1. When I got in my car, cool. And then when I went to, obviously that was ridiculously awful feeling. Yeah. And when I went to my car for lunch, it was about 16. And I actually thought to myself, man, it feels kind of warm outside. It's 16. Like, come on, man.
When you said I went to remind me of Tommy Boy. when you walk by.
Oh yeah, you guys know where the weight room is. I'll check it out.
Anyway, so it's very cold and it makes it a little hard to do much of anything. It looks nice and warm outside because the sun is shining, but once you walk outside, it's
so
cold.
deceptive.
But
that sucks.
To be fair, I played tags yesterday.
Yes, you did. I saw that.
And
tags.
it was
much braver.
a high of 8. But there was no wind.
Yeah, see.
The sun was out.
Yeah.
I had probably 2 layers of pants. I had a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, and a vest. And I was warm.
Sick vest, by the way.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was a Columbia vest.
My man.
And I was warm. I had a couple hot hands. I had some mittens. I had my stocking cap. And I did not get cold one time.
Really?
Swear.
Well, that's good.
It was fun. It was a
I
fun
wasn't
day of
taking
golf.
the risk.
Heck no.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not going to go and just lose and be cold. Come on.
yeah. You probably would have lost yesterday because
Yes.
I did kill it.
Yeah.
You played quite well.
What course did they play?
We played Jones West.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
Pretty salty little round you put down.
yeah, not bad.
So some other things going on. If you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and hopefully you are, because we gave away some prizes. I've already done. In fact, if you're listening to this episode, don't enter anymore because the prizes have all been given away from episode 200. But one of the things we did, I posted a YouTube video about a new RV
Yeah.
that we bought on a Friday. Yes. So this RV is going to be, it's not going to be like the other RVs we have out where they're kind of like a traveling store running events. This RV is going to be mostly to get Eric to, if he's within driving distance of a course design, he'll be able to drive it out there and kind of camp out and do his course design thing. Or
Promotional stuff as well with course design, like ribbon cuttings to have the billboard there. And
so he can have more of a presence at each of the parks. And that's that's just kind of a side note. That's one of the cool things about having Eric design your courses, is that Eric takes a lot of pride in the courses. Not that anybody else does, but he takes a lot of pride and he likes to be involved. So he likes to go out to the ribbon cutting. He likes to go out there every now and then to check up on his courses and see how they're doing and stuff like that. So this will make it even more accessible with the RV. And then when myself and Jeremy, Rusco, and Robert, and we all go travel to tournaments, again, if they're within driving distance, we obviously won't take the RV to Finland.
Why?
I think we are.
Or does it convert to a boat? A boat?
You just drive right in.
Yeah. So no, but if we can drive to places like Texas or these other places, we'll take the RV out there. We're going to wrap it, so it's going to be a nice promotional thing. So I'm super excited. Hopefully, we'll be able to take it to some events that are coming up here in Texas here in a few weeks.
It's nice.
Yes, it's very nice.
It looks really cool. Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, definitely go to the YouTube channel and check out the little video to kind of start off Disc Golf Adventures Season 2. I'd like to call it, where you get to kind of follow us as we do things and having a good time. What else has happened over the last few weeks? Got some new players that we announced.
We do have a couple new players. Yeah. Before, I guess last time we talked, I don't know if we said anything about Peter McBride.
I think we did.
Yeah, that sounds right, because we pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So Peter McBride is joining us from California, and then we just had AJ Risley also from California,
the way,
announce.
What a great video!
Fantastic
AJ put together.
Yeah, he did.
He's the man.
That was
dude.
awesome. That was well done.
Yeah, he's joining us also from California, but he's been on full-time tour. He's not really an up and coming guy anymore, because he's doing quite well.
He's a household name.
Yeah, he's making a lot of lead cards and
at majors, not just lead cards.
Yeah,
but he was on a lead card at a major last year.
So he's the man. We like AJ a lot, and we got a couple more people to announce, but we're not quite ready for it just yet. So here in the coming weeks.
I was a guest on Smashbox TV the other night and talked about new players, and I actually told people there were 2 people that I know that they will know their names. One of them was AJ. The other one will be revealed here in a few weeks. He's reached out to me and said he wants to announce it.
Narrowed it down.
I did. Oh, because
it's a guy.
Yeah, that's true.
What the heck? There's actually so you've revealed there's still 2 people.
Well, you're going to know more than me.
There's still 2 people that people know who are not yet announced, who will be announced.
Yeah. So that's not including AJ.
That's not including AJ.
So
that is including the one that you're talking about, and then one other.
Oh, that I don't even know about.
No, you know about him. You're just forgetting about him right now.
Oh,
I won't tell him that.
Well, whoever it is, I'm sorry, I forgot.
He doesn't know. It's okay.
I don't even know right now.
You could guess. We can move on though.
Okay. What does it rhyme with? No,
Yeah.
it
rhymes.
What does he look
Schmerick?
Smerick McNabe.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Draw your own conclusions.
Yeah, right. So anyway, so we're excited about the 2018 season. You know, when the new year turns into the new year, you're just excited about new beginnings, new opportunities, and of course, we have all kinds of new players that are coming on board. You'll see if you follow our Facebook page, you'll see more and more announcements come out as we solidify our agreements with new players and stuff like that. So
I remembered.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a super good one.
It's a really good one.
now I want to anyway.
In your face.
Maybe I need to hit pause now.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, same.
Let's see. Anything else?
No. Do your new questions.
So what I did was I did a lot of polls and surveys when I had the give outs from the special guests of Paige and Zach, Zoe and Dustin.
Dude, the newlywed game is hilarious.
Did you like that?
We need to do that with all people.
Yes.
I said we need to do it with the staff too.
Heck yeah.
Like Kevin and Tim, those two.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think those have gone well. Those are cool.
Yeah. Let's see. So one of the questions I asked was, and let's see if you guys can guess. I asked our listeners if you're a predominant backhand thrower or predominant forehand thrower.
Okay.
What do you think was the overall? I mean, it's kind of given, but what? Let's see. Let me look real quick because I thought I had the right link, but I did not have the correct link. So give me just a second.
I mean, it's got to be predominant backhand.
I would think so.
But the percentage, I think, is the big question.
A lot of people start out throwing forehand, but I don't think a lot of those people listen to our show right away.
Maybe not. That's
so out
true.
of the small sampling, obviously this is not a scientific survey, but out of the small sampling of 338 people, yes, you're right. Backhand throw was the bigger choice.
85%?
Yeah, I was going to say 75. So, yeah.
89.3%.
Oh, in my face.
Your face.
So is there an advantage at all to being a backhand throw? Is it just because it's more natural to throw that way?
I just think it's what you see.
Yeah.
It's what majority of people do. When you watch a video, I mean, there's absolute advantages to both, but in my own humble personal opinion, the backhand is easier to learn and easier to throw. So that's kind of why I think people.
Yeah. If you've ever thrown a beach frisbee around, an ultimate disc, whatever, people normally don't learn to throw that forehand. They learn to throw it backhand. So if you've thrown one of those, it's just natural to try and throw a disc golf disc backhand as well.
Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and hop into the questions. Guys, remember, if you want to submit a question, you go to discgolfanswerman.com and you'll see a submit your question tab. Click on that. And now we have 3 ways to submit a question.
Wow.
First way is to send a message to Facebook Messenger. Send it to the disc. Listen to me, because some of you guys entered, I would say probably 5% of people entered the contest incorrectly.
Oh,
shame.
Did they send it to Dynamic Disc?
They sent it to Dynamic Disc. They sent it to the Dynamic Disc Facebook page. They sent it as an email. They posted it on different if you're on Facebook, go to Disc Golf Answerman, not the group, but the page. It's got a link on there. Click on the link and you can send a message. Send your question in there, or the speak pipe, which is the way we've been doing it, or a Google form. You can do it that way.
Or a handwritten letter.
We do accept snail mail.
Yes, we do.
We haven't gotten any yet, but we do accept it.
I've gotten some, not a question, but I've gotten mail from people, which is really cool.
Nice.
So let's hop over to, or let's go ahead with the Facebook Messenger one that someone sent in. So like a goober, I forgot to write the person's name, so we'll just say anonymous. I throw 350 to 400 max. How do I get more distance? I've tried hyzer flips to get extra carry, but can't find the right disc. My defender goes out straight with light and hyzer and finishes about 375 off to the left. I've tried a freedom and a trespass, and I can't power them without turning them over too much.
How far did they say they were throwing?
350 to 400 max. How do I get more
good?
That's
pretty good. You don't honestly need, and I understand everybody wants to throw far, but you don't need to throw much further than 400 to compete.
No,
you really don't. But if it's something that you just really strive to do, the only way to do it is get out in the field and work on it. Don't worry about doing it on the course. Disc selection is absolutely key. The trespass is a great one. If you're having trouble just turning it over, then it's probably a release issue. And I think you need to get a little bit more hyzer release on the disc. I know a lot of players, when they're throwing for max distance, everything comes out with hyzer and then they get the full S turn shot. So it turns right and then comes back. That would be my suggestion, is to work on, getting out in the field and just doing it, and release angles. And of course, it never hurts to work on your core strength, because that's where the majority of your distance is going to be coming from.
Totally. I would say one thing to work on too, if you're throwing a defender about 375, but you're flipping over a trespass, I think you probably have some off-axis torque, which means that the angle of your reach back doesn't match your angle at release and your angle of follow through. So what you want to focus on when you do go out to the field, because I would definitely recommend that, is matching a hyzer reach back to a hyzer release to a hyzer follow through. That's going to keep the disc from wobbling quite as much. That's the result of off axis torque, and that's what's causing that to flip over so quickly. So I would just work on matching those angles.
Yeah.
What is interesting is that I wonder, now I'm not saying you were asking for this, but it wasn't as if when he gave the names, that obviously helped your answer, but you didn't say a different disc. So he's got the right tools, right? I mean, defender, he's got the right tools in the defender. He's just got to work on some of his mechanics.
Right. If he's throwing a defender 375,
you ought to be able to throw a trespass 400.
Yeah. Plus 400 plus.
For sure.
So Eric, when you design a course, and I know it depends on the terrain and the acreage and how much you have and where you're at, but what would be the average distance of a hole?
Oh man. I mean, it like you said, it depends on lots of things. It depends on what the person that's hired me to come out wants out of the course. A true championship level course is going to be obviously a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Average park style golf is typically around 300.
Yeah.
Around 300 feet. You're going to have a few over and a few under, but for the most part, between 350 and 400 is going to be an average on a longer course.
So to be able to throw 350 to 400
is pretty solid. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm just,
You don't have to be, the Simons out there throwing 500, 600, 700 plus.
Yeah.
You don't, does it come in handy? Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
but not everybody can do that.
Right.
I mean, even if you look at the players in the top 10 in the world, not all of them are throwing 600-700 feet.
Right.
Majority of them are. I mean, Ricky throws far.
Yeah.
Ricky can throw far.
Yep.
But Ricky can putt further.
Yes. He's not an elite power thrower.
Yeah.
But he's got plenty of distance. He can put it well out over 500 feet. But what makes him so good is that he has a great forehand as well. So basically whatever hole he's on, he can throw a hyzer into either side, which makes it really predictable. And then he just jams putts.
Yep, exactly.
Would it also be safe to say that as the sport matures, you're going to see more and more technical shots in courses? Because we constantly talk how do we challenge these top pros, and I got to imagine it's not necessarily going to be distance, it's going to be more technicality.
And if it's distance, it's going to be distance accuracy. So you're going to see more OB, and when you get distance accuracy, like a course like the Country Club or the USDGC Winthrop Gold, you see a lot of OB. You see a lot of placement shots. Like for instance, Winthrop, if you could throw a 350-foot accurate shot, you could win that tournament.
Dang, I should go check it out.
Seriously. Seriously.
Well, I mean, and I'm not trying to, I know it sounds like I'm beating up a dead horse, but I'm just.
That's not nice.
To beat up dead horses.
Yeah, rude. Sorry. It's already dead, man.
Sorry. But my point is
Will
that,
Sebastian, come on, dude.
is that I get it. Distance is great. Distance is good.
Everybody wants to be able to throw far.
And it looks nice. And when you see Simon Lazat's 700-foot throw and getting an eagle on a hole, hole 9, par 4.
60 something.
So dumb.
And parked it, and it won the best shot of
air shot of the year. And it should have.
Yeah, from Glassbone Open.
I saw it from the pin.
Yeah,
I was putting out as that disc was coming.
It's amazing, but it doesn't win you tournaments. It helps.
It doesn't
but
hurt.
It's not what wins you tournaments. So, all right. So the next question, again, I didn't write the guy's name now. I apologize.
It's Bill.
But he says, I love the EMAC Truth.
Yeah, Bill.
It is definitely my go-to mid-range, as it will basically do anything you want it to. Hyzer flip, Annie. And I feel that the St. Pro is probably the most similar in terms of flight as far as fairway drivers go.
I would say convict, but
okay.
But yeah, St. Pro is pretty close though.
Yeah.
My question is this: what distance driver in the Trilogy lineup, which we all know is Dynamic Disc, Latitude 64, and Westside Disc, would you say flies like the EMAC Truth and St. Pro? So what distance driver, if he's really liking those two?
I would say Trespass. I would absolutely say Trespass. Yep, because the Trespasses I carry in my bag, I can let off a little bit and get them to hyzer. I can get it to go dead straight, and I can get it to hold an anhyzer line, just like the EMAC.
And what I'm really liking, and what I'm learning and hearing from you two, is that the Trespass. It's one of our first. One of the first four.
Yeah, one of the first four.
One of the first four. And it's such because I like the Trespass.
Good disc.
I know that Tina Stenitis likes the Trespass.
Right.
I know you guys like the Trespass. So it's almost like because a lot of times we see people watching the bags are like, well, I can't throw a Defender. I can't throw, an Enforcer. But man, the Trespass is one of those that should be in just about everybody's bag because it's very versatile disc.
It very well could be.
All right. So let's look at another survey that I did because we have a lot to go through. So this next one I asked, hold on, let me go to the link.
How many people throw a Trespass?
Are you a 1 spin putter, 2 push putter, or a spush putter? Now we did something like this similar.
I was gonna say I thought we did this.
We did this on YouTube, but I wanted
different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to see what people thought.
Oh man, here's the problem with this question: is a lot of people say they're a push putter, but they're actually really a spin putter, and vice versa. Yeah. So that's kind of a difficult one, but I would say the majority of people claim to be push putters.
I'm going to go with spush putters.
Out of 387 people, we got the answer of... Oh, and people actually got to put in their own answers, which really messes up my survey.
I'm interested in what they said, though.
It doesn't.
How many people said horrible?
Yeah. I'm a bad putter.
Yeah, it didn't mess it up. It just makes it a little harder to read. So the majority of people said spush putters. Okay. 57.9%. 14.2% said push putters. And 24.8% said spin putters.
Really? Interesting.
Someone put swing putter.
Good point.
Someone said forehand putter.
Nice.
Here's some. Push inside the circle and spin outside the circle. Now, would you recommend that normally for someone to change their putting style based on where they're at?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. I mean, I get it. Obviously, you kind of have to spin putt when you're at a certain distance. Otherwise, you're just not going to get there.
Yeah.
You could putt from a much wilder or longer range with a spin putt than you can a push.
Yeah, unless you're Ricky, and then you're just a freak.
Yeah, he doesn't really. He's a splush, but closer to a spin than anything.
Well, his arm is like a push putt. Mm-hmm. He generates a lot of speed and spin off of that.
Yep,
off of that mechanic.
Yep, exactly.
Someone said bad putter.
Yes.
Someone said push putter normally. However, I am developing a unique flick putt from around 20 feet and windy shots. Flick putt.
Flick. Like forehand?
I guess.
Like I've had to throw a forehand putter too, but it was out of the woods.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Strange.
Someone said a shovel putter a la Ricky.
Okay.
I could see the way Ricky does that kind of.
I'd say Nico's putting style would be most like a shovel.
Yeah, I agree.
And one person was very honest and said inconsistent putter.
Nice.
So
you gotta love the honesty.
Nobody said turbo?
Johnny didn't respond, apparently.
No, nobody said turbo.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
If you could pick your own, I'm surprised somebody didn't say turbo.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's hop over to SpeakPipe and let's get some SpeakPipe questions.
Good evening, Disc Golf fans and crew from the very, very brisk and chilly Michigan. So with it being the off season, I'm not entirely sure when the next Disc Golf Fantasy Man episode is going to come out, but it's going to still be during the off season. So during the off season, what are you guys focusing on more? Are you trying to focus on your weaknesses? Are you trying to make your strengths even better? Is it a combination of the two? I'm lucky enough to, even if we're under about a mile of snow and in negative 40-degree temperatures, at least it feels like that. We were actually lucky enough that a indoor sports complex has opened up their facilities for a couple hours a week for us to go in and throw in the warm, uninhibited by snow or wind or just all out cold. So that's pretty nice to be able to do some field work there. But what are you guys mainly focusing on during the off season time? And Now, what do you most look forward to once the season starts back up again? Thanks, guys. Have another great 2018.
We're going to have another great 2018 because the first one was so-so.
It was average at best.
Just picking on you, Chris. So what about you, Eric?
Off season, usually what I would like to stay on top of is my putt, because it is probably one of the hardest things to stay on top of. I mean, especially when it's this cold. If you have access to an inside facility that you can go and practice fairway shots, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, just to keep your mechanics going a couple times a week, just to kind of keep the muscle memory down, that's something I highly recommend. As far as if you have the ability to work on your weaknesses in the off season, that's exactly what you need to do, is work on your weaknesses. If you can't, if you don't have access to that, then putting, staying on top of it, even if it's a 15 footer inside your apartment or whatever it is, mm-hmm. just keeping those mechanics kind of, like a well-oiled machine. You got to keep doing it, because it's easy as soon as you start, missing shots or feeling awkward in one way or the other. It's really easy to blame it on no practice. So, just eliminate that by going out and doing it.
Yeah. What about you, Robert?
I've been working on flexibility and mobility. For me, I've got a couple of surgeried knees, and with surgeried knees come pretty inflexible hips most of the time, because you start to maybe not walk too early, but you start to adapt the way that you walk and run and are active to try and protect your knees a little bit. So I've been trying to get a little bit more mobile in that. But as far as specifically disc golf things go, yeah, the putt is, I think, number one. You really want, kind of going along with that is just your touch. You want your touch to be really good when you have putters in your hand, mid ranges, things like that, so that the scoring portion of the game is still intact for you. And if you haven't checked out, let's say you didn't have access to an indoor facility, you need to check out a Winter Marksman League, mm-hmm. because that's been a really cool. I didn't get to do this in Austin last year, and it's been a really cool change for the winter for me. Granted, I have not played very, very well at the Winter Marksman League. My style of putt, it does not get accepted well into marksman, but it just makes me want to practice more. Like even if a hyzer putt comes in poorly, you are still getting to putt. You're still getting to keep your feel on your putters. And so that's the things that I would work on for sure.
Something I want to work on it. And I know it sounds cliche, but I want to play more next year. Mm-hmm. But I want to get to
like 2019.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no, 2018.
Another great 2018.
On the other great, the other 2018. I want to play more, but I want to become to where, because so often there would be so much time between playing that I would feel like I have to get to know my discs again.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I would be like, should I throw a trespass on this, or should I throw my Renegade? I want to be a little more confident to where I walk up and I literally will say, this is where I'm going to throw my Renegade, because I know what this Renegade's going to do, rather than go, crap, I should have thrown whatever. Now, I know that happens no matter how much you play, you rethink what you did. But I just want to become more familiar with my discs, so that I'm not guessing.
Right.
And I know that's something that Eric even pointed out. I can't remember if it was on the show or when we were playing. When he likes to yell at me for doing something.
Standard.
No, is that disc selection. A lot of times I think he sees me and he probably thinks I should have thrown something different. I want to be able to make that decision on my own, because I'm very familiar with my disc. So that's something I'm looking forward to practice on. All right. Next one comes from, looks like Chris sent another one.
Sweet.
So let's see what he has to say.
Goodness.
How's it going, Disc Golf Answer Man crew? So I'm starting a new adventure here in 2018. From January 1st to December 31st, I'm going to be playing at least for an hour each day disc golf in my quest to become better at the sport.
Dang.
And in my journey to one day become a professional disc golfer, I figured, hey, worst comes to worst, it's a good workout every day, even if it doesn't yield the results I want. At Disc Golf 365 on Instagram, shameless plug. So my question to you guys today was, what is the longest stretch of disc golf that you've played, like in consecutive days? Have you made a full year? Did you have to take breaks in between for the off season? Things like that, or just to recover? Have you been able to go a full 365, and if so, how much longer than the full year? Eric, I'm sure you've had quite a lot of days in between, but I don't know, with your schedules now, working with DD and all that, what you guys have. So yeah, just how long is the most consecutive days you've played disc golf? Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work in 2018.
I know for a fact I've never played 365 days.
No way.
Consecutively. There's just no way that I mean,
even when you're out on the road, one of those days is just traveling. One of them is resting. Like, that just happens.
Even if you want to stop and play. But when I was in my like prime touring days and like we would travel and play tournaments, back then Mondays were always called Monday Fun Day. And it's where all the people out on tour, and back then it was a very minimal amount of people. It wasn't like it is today. We would all, find something really cool that's going on. Like if we were in Ohio, we would go to, what's the name of that theme park up there? Can't even think about it. Up by Cincinnati. Cedar Point. Went up there. And then whenever we're in, Los Angeles or LA area, we went to a taping of Price is Right on a Monday. Nice. we do fun stuff like that. So there's absolutely no way that I've ever played 365 days. I just now my body couldn't take it. For one,
body can't take like 5.
Yeah. I mean, I am on pace this year to do it.
So far, you're 2 for 2.
One
for one. But today,
if I go play today, which I'm not going to,
it's
failure.
Dang
almost.
I almost made it.
That's okay.
But honestly, I don't know what I don't know. It's a cool concept, but I there's no way I could tell. I wouldn't even know what to guess.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I'm in the same boat. Not because of touring things. It's just disc golf was never my job. Like playing disc golf was never my job, and so I just played when I could. I started playing while I was in college, and when you start playing, you're hooked, and you just play and play and play and play. I bet there was maybe a couple months where I would miss one day every 2 weeks or something, but I never really kept track of consecutive days in a row.
It'd be cool to know how many rounds of golf I've played.
Yeah,
in a year, like
5.
I know that my longest stretch was 3 days.
Nice.
It was one 3-day weekend or something like that where I just played.
Dude, when we all played together, I remember that.
Was it that?
Yeah. We played Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That was my longest stretch.
We did?
Maybe you weren't there. Oh. Bobby and I did.
I may have been there too.
So he's already started off good. I look at his account, Disc Golf 365 on Instagram. He has day 1 from yesterday. So it looks like he played. So we'll have to see if he plays today. I don't see anything up for today yet. So we'll see how you do there, Chris. Maybe after a few weeks or a month or two, check back in, Chris. We want to see if you are able to play this 365 of disc golf.
Is it leap year?
Is it?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
Also, I don't know.
So this question comes from the Disc Golf Answer Man question form. As I cough.
I really thought that was a username for a second, like the Disc Golf Answer Man. I was like, he's committed.
This one's from, I hope I say it right, Elias. Hey, I've watched your podcast and clips. You seem to know this stuff extremely well. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to ask some advice. I live in Finland where playing is not so fun for winter. It's not fun here in Kansas either. So what should I practice for the off season, considering my young age, 12 to 13? I do have a basket and a sports net for practicing. I thought that I will practice throwing power, currently about 330 to 380 feet consistently, and especially putting based on pro advice and my own thoughts. Thanks for everything you do for disc golf. We kind of answered that with the other question about the off season.
I wish I started playing when I was 12. And
I wish I
threw
could
300,
380
yeah.
12. That's awesome.
Ridiculous.
Keep doing whatever you're doing because that's obviously working.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, for sure. And we did kind of answer that. Keep your putt in check for sure, and just keep your mechanics good.
Yeah. This one's from Paul from Ohio. Hi, Disc Golf Answer Man crew. Eric and Robert have shared their dislike of thumbers and other overhand shots, and I was wondering if they feel the same way about rollers.
I was sure that was going to be the end of that question.
And why or why not? What say you?
I love rollers.
Same.
I like them. There's some courses, some holes that no matter what, it's what I'm throwing. Hole 11 on Jones West comes to mind. No matter what, anything, the variables are happening.
Yeah, wind or weather.
That's what I'm throwing on that hole because I can get further down the fairway because of the low-hanging branches. It's slightly uphill. I could just get further. I can give myself a putt better throwing a roller. The shot selection it makes more sense. And to be fair, on the thumbers and overhand shots, I don't like them mainly because I can't do them. It is a big part of why I don't like them, but it just seems like a cheater shot. And to be fair, I'm sure a lot of people are going to say the roller is like a cheater shot too. But to me, there's more skill in throwing a roller, putting a roller down and placing it where it needs to go than a thumber.
And more risk.
Yeah.
Because unless you're just throwing on perfect turf, there is a lot of risk associated with throwing a roller. You could get a bad bounce. It could hit on a great angle and then stand up to a different angle. And now you've thrown a 200-foot shot instead of a 400 or whatever you were trying to throw. I definitely think there's more risk associated with it and more skill associated with it. But it's also like, it looks like a golf shot, right? If you throw a backhand or forehand roller, that looks like a golf shot. For me, thumbers and tomahawks just don't. Now, I don't think they should be outlawed or anything. It's a valid shot you can throw if you want to. It just bugs me when most everybody has to play this tunnel, but then somebody's like, I'll just throw it.
So would you say players or courses that people can go in and dominantly throw forehand or thumbers and tomahawks, would you say it's a bad course design?
Depends.
Sometimes.
Maybe that's the only option that they had and they just had to roll with it. That's totally fine. If it was me designing that, I wouldn't try to make it so clear that there are like, this is the line is throwing a thumber over the top.
Yep.
I don't love designs like that, but I also know if I go to a tournament or a course that's really tomahawk or thumber friendly, all we got to do is go into some woods. I mean, let's go play somewhere else.
Unless you're Schwebby.
And then you're super good at it. Yeah. But he uses that. It's a golf shot for Schwebby because he's learned his angles. I mean, he plays them in the woods.
He throws them as approaches.
Not even just to go up and over stuff. So, and anyway, they're fine shots. I don't like it when people lean on them so heavily that they can't throw other shots.
Yeah, that's more like if you throw one around, cool, whatever. Yeah, but if you're throwing them off multiple tees, that's when the issue comes up.
Yeah, maybe chill.
All right, next one comes from Mike. I'm a big guy with big, long, and fat fingers, and I've been having trouble putting. I've been playing for about a year and a half and have seen fantastic improvement in my backhands, forehands, and upshots, but I can't get comfortable putting. I've tried push putting and spin putting and plenty of discs, and nothing works. I even had some lessons from with Steven Schroeder, one of your amazing team members. Yeah. Shout out to Steven. But I just can't feel comfortable putting. Any advice?
I wonder what you're putting with.
Yeah.
I would think something like a dagger would probably be...
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Was it? Yeah. I mean, because it's bigger, it's deeper. For me, I don't like the dagger personally because I don't have big hands, long fingers. So when I have it in a dagger in my hand, it feels like a frisbee. You know, like so. Maybe a dagger. Maybe a dagger should be something you should try out.
Yeah, definitely try out a deper dish putter. No doubt about that.
Or an aviator.
Nice.
It's PDJ approved.
Even deeper than the dagger. Man, when it comes to putting styles, if you just can't find something that's comfortable, that's a really tough spot to be. I would just go and
roll with it. Whatever feels comfortable to you is what you got to kind of stick with.
Yes. I would go and just get around a basket and then just toss things. Don't try and do a certain form. Don't think I'm going to pitch putt this time. I'm going to spin putt, but just toss it at the basket. And however that feels comfortable, make a form out of that. Right. So if that's a pitch putt, great. Or a push putt, use that. If that's, you're just tossing it in with just flicking your wrist, do that. I don't know. You want it to feel natural as possible. That's a really tough one.
I mean, I got to imagine, he says, I've tried putting or push putting and spin putting and plenty of disc and nothing works. There's got to be something you can try. I'm a bigger guy and, I've been uncomfortable sometimes with my throwing just because I feel like I can't get my form right because of my size, which I'm working on in 2018.
Yeah.
And then, I think of, and I'm not trying to pick on James Mosier or not anything like that.
Yeah.
He's a bigger guy.
Yeah. He bombs.
But he can throw and he can putt.
He's great,
really well.
Fantastic putter.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe, is it a mental thing? Maybe. No, I don't know you, Mike. So I'm totally have to make a guess based off this one paragraph. Is it a mental thing? Maybe now he's seen improvement in other areas, but maybe there's something in his way thinking, oh, I've got fat fingers. I'm a big guy. I just can't get my putting form down. No, it's you can get something you're comfortable with. And you said you've tried plenty of discs. Well, maybe you just haven't tried all the discs. So I would say keep trying, and I think you'll find something that you can be comfortable with, and you should be able to get.
Try a dagger and try to be confident.
Yes, confidence is key. No doubt. I really thought you were going to say try a dagger and try an EMAC truth. I thought you were going to go with it.
That goes with it.
Yeah, well, duh.
Without saying so. All right, so the next one comes from, so before I try to say his name, he actually says, can't wait to hear you pronounce it. So,
yes.
Ready?
Bill?
Yeah. Bile? No.
Bile?
Okay, so the first is Ben.
Ben.
Nailed it.
Ben in.
I think he's saying like Ben in
like a city.
Yeah, like a city. But the city is Ypsilanti.
Oh yeah, Michigan.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Because I've heard of it before.
Did I say it right?
That's what it sounds. I mean, I've never heard it pronounced. I've just seen it.
It's Ypsilanti.
Yeah.
So is the Y silent?
I don't know. It's definitely not silent because then it'd be Psalanti.
Hey, what do you want in your sandwich? Just put some Psalanti on it.
Good. I don't know. Maybe he'll say it in there. Or is this a text one?
This is a text one. Okay. So hopefully I said it right. Ypsilanti.
Well, I don't think it's definitely not that.
Where were we at? Was that you when we were in New York, where you don't say the city Worcestershire, it's Worcester.
It's Worcester.
That's
in Massachusetts.
That's Massachusetts. That's it.
That was me. Yeah.
Okay, that
Worcester
was
and Leicester and all.
Because I think Anthony was doing a disc golf discussion. He was talking about. He wasn't sure how to say it, and I was listening to it on the radio, and I was like, Anthony, you say it Worcester. You say it.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But it's spelled Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester. And there's another town that's spelled
Leicester.
There's another town like Worcester in Massachusetts as well. There's two cities that are spelled similar.
Weird, yeah.
Leicester. Leicester.
Spelled similar to each other.
Oh, I see.
Like close to each other. Oh, yes. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But Leicester is spelled like
Leicester. It looks like Leicester.
Yeah, but it's pronounced Leicester.
I just say Maple Hill because that's really the only thing going there.
So anyway, that's what
for me. For me.
By the way, now that since we brought it up, make sure you are subscribed to the podcast feed because Anthony has done his third disc golf discussion. I think he's doing a really awesome job. Just talking about some things that happen in disc golf, like he's talked about the 2019 events. He talked about 2018 majors that are coming up and stuff like that. So as we roll more into the disc golf season and things start happening and news pops up, Anthony's going to delve more into those. So make sure you're listening to those episodes.
I think he's done a pretty average job.
Oh, okay.
He's sad. I don't mean that.
I think when he does his recording, we should come in here and sit over there.
Yes,
and just watch him.
Put headphones on and pretend to work.
Yeah. As he's so proof he's working.
Oh man.
So anyway, so he's doing a fantastic job. So make sure you guys are subscribed to that, and then he posted on Facebook on the group. That way you guys can have a discussion because it's not just him talking to the microphone. He's wanting to have a discussion with everybody. So okay, so let's get to Ben in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
That's about as good a guess as I could come up with.
I would have just said, let's get to Ben in Michigan.
Hey, y'all, you lovely disc golfers at Disc Golf Ranchman. What is your take on weekly payouts versus end of the season payout for leagues? In my Marksman Putting League, I'm doing payouts to the top 7 based on their top 4 scores at the end of the season. My regulars are fine with it and like it, but I'm getting flack from people who won't come because I'm not doing a weekly payout. Of the $5, 60% goes to payout, 40% goes to the league for the Marksman Putting League cost until paid, then 100% payout. First of all, I think that's awesome, Ben, that you're using as a way to give back to your league. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's something to do during the winter. If you're if you live in a place that you can't play outside, all you people in California,
all these Florida guys,
disc golf all year round.
It's 70 outside. Shut up.
I know, I get it. But for those that want, in fact, if you're in Florida, you could still do a Marksman Putting League. It doesn't have to be cold to do a putting league.
Do it outside.
That's a good point.
So anyway, so I think it's really good to use that as a way to raise funds for your league. So anyway, what would you think if our putting league did end of the season payout rather than weekly payout?
We kind of do.
It'd be fine for you.
Yeah, I'd be okay with
it. I just win every week. It's not a big deal.
No, well, our it's different because our marksman league's a little different than others, I think, because ours doesn't really even have a payout.
Yeah, we don't pay.
It's because DD is covered.
Oh, that's
the
right.
Marksman League in Emporia because we're running it, we're hosting it, and all that.
Because it's our thing.
Yeah. So you want to come to Emporia for a free one? Come on, let's go. I don't know. I think I understand why the locals and everybody's okay with it because
they're going to be there.
They're going to be there.
Sure.
Yeah, all 4 times. Is where if you got somebody just coming in that's only going to be there once or twice, what's the incentive for them to come do it? Yeah. Besides, get some practice in.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to get paid eventually, right? If they end up doing well, or
not if they can only do 2.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, maybe a good compromise would be to do something like, and how I've seen end of season things work best is do it weekly to start, but take $1 from that and put it toward the end of season.
Yes.
So say if your entry is $5, do $2 for this week, $1 to the end of season, and then $2 to cover the cost of the marksman. Then once that's covered, then you can reallocate those to those things. So that gives people weekly incentive to be there, but the people who do well will get paid at the end of the season as well. And a lot of times those are the people who are going to win it during the week as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think it's cool that he's trying something different. So
totally. I think it's cool that he's just running one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But to be able to experiment like that and see what works and what doesn't work, you know, good on you. And if at the end of this one, if you want to do another one next year, now you'll kind of be familiar with what works really well and what doesn't work really well.
Sure.
So the next survey that we did, let's see, we asked people for your discs, do you prefer heavy weights, lighter weights, or it doesn't matter? We had 196 people enter this particular giveaway. And again, I left it on for people to say other. So we have a lot, but what would you say is the most voted upon of the 3 that I gave? Heavyweights, lighter weights, or does not matter?
I would say heavy.
That's a really good guess. I'll say doesn't matter. For myself, I would say mostly doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now, why would you say heavier, Eric?
Because it seems like that's what everybody wants.
Yes.
When they're out there posting about discs that I want, I'm looking for heavy, whatever.
Yeah.
There's only a small percentage of people that are actually looking for the lighter weight discs.
Right.
And I'm also kind of going off my own personal preference. And it really doesn't matter to me. Like I've got some lighter weight discs in the bag. Like I actually put a fluid enforcer in the bag for yesterday's round.
Yes.
And it's a 163.
Yeah.
And it is beefy.
It's dumb overstable.
So, but for the most part, drivers, I don't really care. As long as they're 68 and above, that's good enough for me. But mids and putters, I want heavy.
Same.
So heavy weights came in, and the biggest one, it was actually 50.4%. Okay. Lighter weights, 17.9%. And then for it does not matter was 16.8%.
So you were way off.
I'm an idiot.
So see, that's
these
about
polls
50,
of like a very
70,
small sample size.
90. So that's about 80 to 85% went with our 3, and the rest, about the 15% or so, put in something different. Some people said light for backhand and heavy for I can't see the rest of it.
Forehand, probably.
Over and forehands. Let's see, heavy for putters, and mids and fairways are lighter for overstable drivers.
Yep.
Depends on the condition and the hole. Yes. The weight I can throw most effectively. Okay. Both depends on the shot. Someone says I'm between. Depends on the throw.
I'm between. That's a vote for me. So back up to 17%. Yes.
One person literally said, I don't know yet. No, not sure yet.
All right.
So maybe trying to figure out.
Just being honest.
All right, cool. All right, so let's go back to Speak Pipe. We got a couple there. This one is from Pat.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Crew. Congrats on breaking the 200 episode mark, and I hope you guys had an awesome new year. My question for you guys this week is about transitioning from an established rotation of discs. Let's say you found a driver you really liked as far as feel goes, and it flies well. It's just not going quite as far as some of your more seasoned drivers that it's going to replace yet. Is it better to just commit to the new mold completely and then utilize faster wearing plastics or lower weights in the new mold while your max weight ones break in? Or do you prefer to keep some of the seasoned ones of your previous mold in your bag while you work in the new ones? Thanks, and have an awesome day.
What do you say, Robert?
Yeah, good question. I think I would keep in some of the seasoned ones and then just work in the new ones as I went. If I'm going out during a round to test out a certain mold, most of the time I'm throwing what I would actually throw on that hole and then throwing another shot or two with the newer discs.
That's every hole,
exactly.
No matter what the hole, even if it's a hole that wouldn't call for that disc, I'm still throwing it on that hole.
Yep. Same here. So that does a couple of things. One, you learn the mold a little bit more quickly because you're throwing it twice on every hole. Mm-hmm. And then two, it actually wears them in a little bit more quickly because you're getting twice as many or 3 times as many, depending on how many you throws on each hole. So I like to keep now if it's a tournament, throw all that out. I'm taking the disc that I trust the most.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Yeah.
But if I'm going out casually or even for tags or something that, yeah, it matters, but it doesn't really, really matter.
It matters.
This is the year that I beat you. That's not true.
You got to be there to beat me.
Yeah, that's true. So far, you are the undisputed champion.
Fact.
But yeah, for something like tags or a casual round, I would keep in a couple of the seasoned ones. If I was playing for any sort of score, if I wasn't and I was just going to mess around, sure, toss them out, take a new bag. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if it was competition, forget that. I'm not testing anything new. I'm taking the discs I'm most confident in.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Real quick, before we head to the next question, I want to make sure you guys remember from last episodes, and of course, it's only been a week since you listened to the last episode, but the last time we recorded was 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're doing something really fun on Dynamic Discs Instagram. It's called the 2-minute warning, and I just want to fill you in what it is. When I post something, when something is posted to the Dynamic Disc Instagram page, you have under 2 minutes. You have about 2 minutes to post a comment, and you can post the hashtag 2-minute warning in there if you'd like, and then I will pick winners from there and send you some goodies. I've already sent out the last thing I sent out was a Dynamic Disc Classic Blend Marshall, and it had a signature of me and Eric on there. Before that, I sent out a Soldier cooler bag. And then I sent out, I can't remember what the other disc was. What was it? I can't remember. And then I sent out a Nalgene bottle. So we're having a lot of fun out there. Remember, it's only on Instagram. I see some of you posted it on Twitter and on the YouTube channel. We haven't done it there. I don't know if we'll do it and end up doing it there, but make sure you follow Dynamic Discs on Instagram and make sure you hit the turn notifications on so you know every time something is posted there. All right, let's see. Let's go to...
How many responses have you been getting on the 2-minute?
Well, what's interesting...
a lot.
The first time we did it, we didn't really say much except for an Instagram story kind of telling people, and it was, I think, 6 comments. Like 6 people, right? And then the next one, it was like in the 50s. And then it was in the 70s and the 80s. Now, the last one I just did was in about 2 minutes. And I say about because... I start a timer and then I kind of give a little bit more seconds just to give people a little more time.
So you're saying you cheat?
Well, I mean, I'm the one that just made it, so I can do it. Hey, it's the rest.
So it's like 2 minutes and 38 seconds. No,
it's about 2 minutes. You have about 2. Plus, I don't know exactly when Instagram sends out that notification, so I kind of flub with I don't do exactly 2 minutes. Anyway. It was 119 comments in about 2 minutes.
Wow, that's impressive.
I think it's fun. For me, it's kind of cool and it's fun.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And I think people are having fun with it. So I want to keep going with it for the next year. And I don't know if I should tell, but
I'm ready to hear it.
Well, I was talking to Taylor and BK, and they did the inventory, and I was like, hey, is there any like extra stuff that you guys are just like, just sitting on or whatever, just, they handed me
Discover shoes.
They had, no. They handed me a stack.
Dang it, Eric.
They handed me a stack of discs. So I have a stack of about 28 discs that I can give away. So I'm going to do all that. I'm going to give away all 28 at one time. No, I'm playing. I'm going to.
That's happened before, though. Ranger H2O giveaway.
Yes.
Thanks for the reminder.
So we're going to be doing this for quite some time now. I've got a box of Soldier cooler bags.
Nice.
And I've got a box of 2 Ranger Heather Gray Ranger bags.
Ooh, that's the one I carry.
That's my favorite.
That's a $174.99 Ranger Heather Gray sweet disc golf bag.
He says Heather Gray, but it's black on black.
Or murdered out.
I think it's called. I mean, it has some gray to it, but it to me, it's the black.
And it's sick looking. So I've got a box with 2 of them. So those are going to be given away.
Those are so sweet. Those
sometime between now.
Those are good.
And some other time.
2024. No.
2024.
So sometime in the next few months, I'm going to give away some bags and some discs and some other goodies and stuff like that. So make sure you follow us on Instagram. All right, let's go to the question from Wayne in Chicago, or his name is Wayne Chicago. He just puts Wayne Chicago. He says, "Dear Disc Golf Answer
name.
Yeah, Disc Golf Answer Man. Hi, I'm truly stumped. Even after looking at your DD flight chart as to the difference in distance and stability of the River Pro and Saint Pro. Please help clarify."
Got it. Call Thomas.
Yeah.
Pardon me, Thomas.
Thomas.
I will say that.
And this brings up, I want to talk about this point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. For me, the River Pro is slightly shorter.
Yes.
And I think it has maybe a hair more stability.
Finish.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They both are pretty resistant to high speed turn. They're not, most of the time they're not going to turn out of your hand. They'll hold a pretty straight line. The River Pro will bite a little bit more to the left. The Saint Pro will go a little bit farther. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
I agree.
So let's see. As to the difference in distance and stability. I'm trying to. I don't think they have the River Pro numbers out yet, do they?
They have to.
Yeah, they did. They misnumbered it the first time. Remember, like there was a group that came out that was like a 9.6 -1.
Let's see. I'm looking at their website to see if they have that yet on the River Pro. No. Well, do you guys know the numbers?
If I was to guess, I'd say it was about a 751202. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Wait.
Anthony confirmed it for me. 7502 on the River.
7502 on the River.
Yeah, that's what I would have.
And the Saint Pro.
Saint Pro would be like a 9, or an 8 or a 9.
Are you looking it up, Anthony?
502.
All right. Maybe this won't bring me.
Confirm for me when you.
I apologize, guys. This is kind of dragging.
9704.
9704? That's impossible.
That's not
right. I don't know. I don't care about numbers.
Well, what I was trying to get is he looked at the flight charts, and maybe he didn't look at the numbers, but this isn't going to be any of my point I was going to make. So, well, my point was it bugs me to no end when we come out with a new no, I say we. I say what
8603.
8603. So they're not really that close as far as numbers, but it bugs me when
they're very close as far as numbers.
Well, I mean, I was thinking they were going to be. I was thinking more like almost exact.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what was it? 8 what?
They're one different on each one. So the Saint Pro is an
8603.
Yep, and River Pro
7502.
Yeah.
So it bugs me when a new disc comes out from one of us, Latitude, Dynamic, or Westside, and people are like, "Oh, well, that's just a blah blah blah."
No, it's not.
That's just a blah blah blah.
It's a distinctly different mold.
First of all, I don't know what you're saying.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like maybe say English words.
Right. But it just bugs me to no end because we didn't just duplicate a disc. And that's why you can't hold fast to the numbers. Mm-hmm. Too many people see the number and they think that disc is automatically going to do something exactly of those numbers, or like it's a set thing.
See, I hear it more of between companies. Like, for instance, the Maverick. Oh, that's just, you guys just made a River.
Right.
But I don't hear it as much from like.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. The same company. You know, you got to remember we're 3 different companies. We're family, but we're still 3 different companies. Well, kind of 1.5.
Yeah, but I mean that's a little bit more muddled now. But our product lines are distinct from one another.
Yes, exactly.
Right. But what I'm saying, I guess it's just like until you actually hold the disc in your hand and you throw it, you don't know if there's difference in the diameter, the difference in the rim width, and all that stuff.
Feel goes a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Well, like a good example is the Giant and the Defender. Their numbers are pretty similar to one another. And they sometimes, for some people, might fly similarly to one another, but
not for me.
Yeah, but for some people, they might not.
Yep.
And so the most important thing you can do for it, like you can look at a flight chart for reference. You can look at flight numbers for reference to give you an idea. You won't know what it's like until you throw it. Plain and simple.
That's true.
You could watch Eric throw it. You could watch Bobby throw it. You could watch me throw it. Doesn't matter. You won't know what it's like for you until you throw it.
Yep. Fact.
All right, so Evan asks, "Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man crew, big fan. Any plans to come to Canada?"
Yes.
I
don't know when.
Next question.
I absolutely want to get back up to Canada.
BC Open or
BC
something like that?
area. I don't know if there's I don't know what the name of the tournament is this year, but I used to go up there quite a bit to Kamloops over in BC, just east of Vancouver. And I got some good friends in that area, and I need to get back up there. So I do plan to get back to that area. I don't know. I haven't really been much Eastern Canada. I haven't spent any time over in Eastern Canada, actually.
I've been there once.
I'd like to go to Toronto. I'd love to go to Toronto and play that tournament. But to me, I just want to get out like the great north, or I guess it'd be southwest corner of Canada. It's just, I love that area.
Sure.
Next one comes from Jeff. He says, "Where can I go on the DD website to find out all the physical specifications of your discs? Diameter, height, rim, width. Last year I bought 3 classic super soft judge putters, thinking I might use them to replace my beloved organic wizard. To my horror, I found the judge had a larger diameter than a wizard, which doesn't work for me because larger diameter discs make the sweet spot in the basket look smaller and don't stay in as easily." Whoa, Jeff.
What?
Come on, Jeff.
Are you kidding me? Like,
I don't.
How much? If a judge is a larger diameter than a wizard, it's not like it's like 12 inches.
It'd have to be like 1/10 of a centimeter.
Yeah, it can't be. It can't be enough that it's going to affect staying in the basket. It's just personal preference at that point.
Jeff, I think you're taking it to the nth degree. I think you're taking. I'm not. Okay, maybe that's the way your brain works. Maybe it's the way you think about it. But I think you're overthinking it. Can you think about overthinking?
You can.
Okay. You are overthinking it, my friend. You are really overthinking it. But to answer your question, I don't believe there's any place on our website. Not on the website. No, not on the website. Would the PDGA listing of
that's what I'm looking for now.
What's it?
Yeah. You can find it on the PDGA. What?
0.2 centimeters wide.
It's 0.2 centimeters wider.
0.2 of a centimeter.
0.2 centimeters wider. That's pretty big.
So it is wider.
But you're overthinking it if that's making a difference in your
putt. But 0.2 centimeters isn't going to keep it from staying in the basket.
Right.
Are you putting on junior recruits?
What did you find that page yet?
Yeah, it's on the PDGA website. You can see all of the exact specifications.
But what's the link so we can kind of help them out?
Well, it has a lot of stuff. I just Googled PDGA approved discs, and the first link takes you to the PDF that has all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, so it's basically pdga.com/documents/pdga-approved/discs-35593. No, I'm playing. It's not all that.
I'm telling you,
right.
Google
just
PDGA
approved discs, and that should be, if not the first one, it'll be among the first ones, and you'll be able to find the specs for all PDGA approved discs.
Just Yahoo it.
Yahoo it.
Bing.
Just Bing it. Just navigate it. What was that one? Navigator? Wasn't there? Didn't Microsoft have Navigator?
There was
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
Oh, dude, there was it Netscape? Is that
Netscape? That's what I'm thinking. All right, we're gonna go with the last question of the episode. That is from Scott Dracula, aka Boo. So I'm a little scared to hit play here. Here we go.
What's up, guys? So with the recent acquisition of Westside Discs, I'm wondering if now might be a good time to examine the idea of switching to a unified set of names for the different plastic blends.
No.
I think it's a little bit confusing for the newer players or for the people who don't geek out on this sort of thing.
I don't care.
To kind of keep it all straight in their head and figure out what the different plastic types are and keep track of all the different names. It's pretty well known at this point that it's all the same plastic types that just have different names. I think it's a little bit overcomplicated, personally.
You are.
I think Fusion, Biofusion, Opto, classic soft, classic medium, classic hard. And then it's kind of a coin toss between prime or retro for me. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think about this? Might this be something that we see in the future? Do you think it would be a good idea? And what are your favorite plastic names personally? Thanks. I'll check you guys later. Cheers.
You know what my favorite plastic is?
Thanks, Justin.
Your face. No.
I am glad he said Scott Dracula, though, because that was a nice throwback to when you thought Scott Bakula was Scott Dracula. It's some sort of acula. Dracula?
Bakula. Anyway, I get it.
Quantum Leap.
Yeah.
I get
what's his name?
I get that it causes confusion, and that's one thing you don't want in market is you don't want your customer to be confused. But
I want him to be really confused.
Yeah, I want him to be. But I mean, yes, Dynamic Disc and Latitude jointly own Westside Disc, but it still is at this point in time, it is still its own brand. And you know, at the beginning, I mean, there was time all the way back to the beginning. I mean, there was just Latitude 64, so they came up with their naming convention, and then Westside Disc came along, and he thought of his own naming convention. Then we came along, and we wanted something that sets us apart because I get that there's that confusion and there's that muddy water and everything, but when it comes down to it, you still have to have your brand. Mm-hmm. You still have to remain a brand. Now, that's not to say in 10 years something will change and be different. I don't know, but right now we still have to maintain that brand awareness and that brand separation. And, you know, that's why we try to do the Is This Disc Right For You? We try to do all kinds of educational, instructional videos to make sure that people are more aware of the differences.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. Just because we now bought them out doesn't mean we're all of a sudden going to start meshing it all together.
Yeah. But if we do, then we get the harp. You heard it here first. Sorry, Latitude.
Yeah, right. No, I don't even think it'll get to that.
No, I don't think it will
but,
either.
You know, if we do, Boo, you won't be able to be part of it. We're just going to leave you out.
Sorry, Justin. Dang, dude.
I'm just
hateful.
Boo's my boy. So let's see. That's it for the questions. We are cleared on the questions, so I love it very much. One last thing we have on here is the question of the week. I want to start doing a question of the week that we will put out on the show, and then we will post it out on Facebook groups so we can start a conversation. And it was an idea I had, and I just wrote the notes down to do it, but I didn't think of a question of the week.
Okay.
So can you guys think of what's going on? Maybe we'll take a minute to see if we can figure out in the world. Let's say it doesn't even have to be disc golf related.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I do want to end on one point though.
You end on that point.
Huh?
You end. Well,
you go that point.
Well, I don't know if I can turn it into a question. I understand that I don't know if I want to go there. Do I want to go there?
Go there.
Have you ever been known to keep it real?
I don't know where you're going, but go there.
I've said it before. I guess I've talked about it before. I just don't want people to get the wrong idea. The whole brand loyalty thing.
Okay.
About carrying, someone deciding to carry one brand of disc, and just the whole hate on thing, I guess, is just really.
There's been a lot of hate going in.
There is.
The last month has just been it's made me ill.
Do you think it's because we're not out playing, and so we're on our computers more, or on our devices more?
Yes.
But it does feel like, and I just want to tell you guys, stop.
Yeah.
If you can.
Please quit.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you have to. Obviously you this is the argument you obviously have the right to say what you want to say, feel what you want to say, and express your opinion. You obviously have that right. But just like my dad always told me, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Right? So be nice. Stop. If someone wants to carry only one brand for whatever reason, because it's the brand they started out with, if you want to go all Innova, because that's the brand you live nearby, because that's the brand you started with, because you love Paul Macbeth, for whatever
or that's
reason,
the brand that you're the most confident with.
Then do it. Great. If you want to try one of ours, sure, you can. Go to Buyback Store 14 days a week. No, but
did you just say 14 days a week?
14 days a week.
No, 14 days you can return it at a buyback store.
Special stores.
Special ones. But in all seriousness, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But don't get on other people's cases because they want to throw only one brand.
Yeah. Same for if you're throwing only Innova and you're getting on to people who want to throw only dynamic discs, why? What's the purpose? We're all getting to play disc golf. I can tell you as a person who has been sponsored by dynamic discs now for a little while, if you want to throw something else, we don't sit here and think, oh, that's so dumb. Like you could be better if you threw this, or you would fit in differently if you threw. Like you throw what you want to throw. Like we would love if you throw our discs, but if you don't, it's fine. Let's just play disc golf and everyone just chill for a minute, please.
So what can we have as the question of the week? Oh, and fanboy stuff.
Yeah,
lay off the fanboy stuff.
Yeah,
that's just annoying. Oh, here comes the fanboy.
Every company has a fanboy in any industry, not just disc golf.
And I'm not even talking like disc golf though, because like I was watching the OU Georgia game. That was a good game, by the way.
Fantastic football game. Really happy with the outcome. Sorry,
I'm not.
I know.
I was.
Yeah. You know what the deal is. Now, the second game, not happy with that outcome.
No, not so much.
What can you do?
Who wants to see an SEC final?
Yeah. Well, who wants to see Alabama in another final? Yeah. They're so good. They're so good.
Now I want Georgia to win it all.
Yes.
Anyway, my point is that I was watching the game and I wanted to post a couple things, but I stopped because I didn't want the stupid people to get on there and make comments of, Baker's an idiot or Oklahoma. I mean, just like as if their life depended on it.
Yes.
That's how much of a fan they are. And it's like, just, I can't even, I can't even post.
I don't post things when KU's playing. After the game, I'll say something maybe, but I'm the same way. People to avoid what some guy wants to take a poke at somebody by saying something. Like, good for you.
I'm going to go against what I've always done and start putting hot takes only out there. Any controversial topic, I'm going to have an opinion on. Look for it. It's going to happen.
So anyway,
it's not.
I'm sorry for using this podcast as a way to get that off my chest, but that bothers me. So what do we do for the question of the week?
Do you want it to be a disc golf question?
It doesn't have to be, but if I would, I guess I prefer.
What kind of question are you asking? Like something that people can look up?
No,
or is it like an opinion based question?
And we can discuss it, like the new.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good one. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, so
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I just saw Anthony posted something on the Disc Golf Answer Man page, and I've seen it in different people's posts. But there was a picture, not a famous picture, but one that people always
a masterpiece
in the Smithsonian. No, but every time someone asks about does this count as in? You'll see a picture where someone will have a disc laying on the cage and they'll say, is this in? And then all of a sudden someone will post this picture that PDJ put out that has 6 discs on it and they're in different spots on the basket. And before only 2 of them were in. The one that was sitting wedged into the cage.
In the chains.
Into the chains. And then the other one was
kind of like on the top inner nub.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Now,
like 5 of the 6 are in.
5 of the 6 are in.
47 discs in this picture.
So 5 of the 6 discs. So now if your disc is resting on the cage.
On the basket. Yep.
It's in.
Like on horizontally.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if it's hanging off the side of a cage. So it wouldn't even count on a veteran because it's not going to hang off. Yeah, there's no nub. So that would be which type of basket is that more?
DGA basket.
DGA basket where there's a nub at the top. And if it's hanging off the nub, that's in.
Because part of it is breaking like the vertical plane of the bottom cylinder of the basket.
That just seems so weird to me.
And then same with the outside nubs too.
Nubs too. If you're hanging off the outside of the nubs, that counts.
Because part of the disc broke the plane, as you say.
A very small part.
Which makes no sense to me because if you stick it in the side of the basket, it doesn't count, but half the disc is inside where it needs to be.
Right. And the OB rule is if any part is in, it's in, right?
Yes. Right.
So why wouldn't that, if any part is in?
And that counts if it's a blind hole and you didn't see it go in and you can't determine what side it went in. So if it hits in the basket, in the chains and kicks, which doesn't happen.
No.
But if it's a blind hole,
So I'm going to go to.
they just need to like just say it's good. If it's off the ground and stuck, it's good.
Yeah.
Let's just make this easy.
I like it.
You know?
So that's going to be our question. So I'm going to post. I'm going to go to Anthony's post. You'll find it in Disc Golf Fans Man. I'm going to pin it to the top. So it is now the pin post.
Pin post.
You'll see the link that he put out there and the question and let's discuss that. Give me your thoughts on that particular one. I'll even try to remember to put a link in the show notes so you'll see it in the description when you download this particular episode and on the website. So that's our question of the week. Do you think they should have made these changes to the rules?
Nice.
There's a lot of changes to the rules.
Well, this particular one.
We had to play the new rules yesterday.
Ooh. Which one?
All of them.
Oh, okay. I know, but was there one that like
No, none of them really came up.
Oh, okay.
Nothing really came up. It was just funny. I was like, oh, no.
We had to play all the new rules.
And nothing came up.
It's exactly the same as before.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks again for listening to this episode. Real quick, I want to remind you guys, if you are on Spotify and you have not followed the Disc Golf Answer Man playlist, please do so. Go out to Spotify. You can do in the search bar, just search for DGAM. That stands for Disc Golf Answer Man Jam. Some of you guys have pointed out that on the YouTube videos that we've done and some of the music that we play sometimes here on the Disc Golf Answer Man, you really like it. You're into that type of music. If you are, follow along. I like to add some music that we sometimes will put on the show or just similar type music. You can check it out. Follow the playlist, and I'll try to keep it right now, the 23 songs, and I'll try to keep it updated, adding new stuff that I find. So if you're out practicing your putting or just out there on the course, you want some stuff to jam to, check it out on Spotify, the DGAM, Disc Golf Answer Man Jam playlist.